So this week I wanted to talk about applying chromatic scales in your improvisations. And the approach that I'm thinking of is more about when you're playing in key but you want to add some chromatic colour rather than where you're just playing completely atonally. So you don't want to move too far away from that sort of the coherence, the harmonic coherence that you're playing against, but you just want to introduce that flavour. And there are two approaches that I thought I'd talk about. One which I call filling in the gaps, and the other one which is using target tones. So filling in the gaps is probably the easiest one. And you pretty much do as the name suggests, which is you take a scale, let's say the pentatonic scale, and what you do is you fill in the gaps between the notes. So and that's it. What you will find is because the outer parts of each string are actually in key, they tend to keep the playing that you do, the music that you do within key as well. Let me show you. If I play this against an A major 7th chord, you'll hear what I mean. So I'm using this pentatonic shape up on the 9th fret, playing against A major 7. So hopefully you could hear what I mean there. You don't have to use it against a pentatonic shape. Another shape that you can easily use is 3 notes per string shapes. So instead of playing 3 notes a string, you play 4 notes a string. And the easiest way of doing that is to just break the shape down. So if I play in the same key again, up around this 7th fret, so if I use that 3 note per string position, so what I would do is the first string is, you can see that there is really only one gap, which is here where my 2nd finger is, so I just play all 4 notes. On the next string, there's a tone there between my 1st and 2nd finger, and a tone between my 2nd finger and my 4th finger. So all I do is I choose one of those spaces to fill in, and the easiest one is where my 3rd finger is. And the same on the next string, and on the next string, and on the next string, I'm back onto a minor 3rd between my 1st and my little finger. So, and that's it. It's as easy as that. Let's hear that against a chord again, and you can hear what I mean. So the next approach that I thought I'd talk about is using target notes or key notes. And the idea here is to line things up so that you hit an in-key note on a downbeat or on a strong beat. And one way that I do that is I just align 4-note clusters. I just pick a 4-note cluster. But I make sure that that last note is on the downbeat. So I'm thinking 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, rather than 1, 2, 3, 4, if you can hear the difference. So I'm trying to hit, when I'm ascending, I'm using my little finger as my target note. I'm trying to hit that on a downbeat. And when I'm descending, I'm doing the same thing, but this time I'm trying to hit the note on my index finger. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So good target tones, for example, the pentatonic scale shapes are good target tones. So in this example, I'm just using, in your scale shape, you've got this straight line of notes that you can aim for just here. So if I use that as my target tones ascending, then descending, I can use the other side of this. So I can use these notes as my target tones. So let's hear that against a chord. Now I'm being really quite constrained in how I'm using my chromatics here, and I don't really need to be, because actually the most important note is the final note that you play, the note that you're building up to. And the notes that lead to it are less important, so they can be out of key as long as you land, as long as the note that you're hitting and sustaining is a note that's going to emphasize the key that you're in. So for example, I could play this chromatic scale, and the most important set of notes in that scale is that final set, because that emphasizes the key that I'm in. So I could actually start this run pretty much anywhere, and as long as I hit that final set of 4 notes, it'll sound in key. Let me see if I can demonstrate that by just playing various positions, but I'll just land on those final 4 notes to just give you an idea of what you can do, how far you can pull this out of position, but still sound harmonically coherent. So that's it. There's a whole lot more that I could talk about, but actually the most important thing for you to do is to experiment with some of these concepts and ideas and see how far you can take it yourself. So experiment with it, have fun, and we'll speak next time.